Welcome back, everybody. Brad Edwards here on CBS News Chicago. Thanks for streaming with us this afternoon. This is one of our biggest days of the year, and I mean, you can tell everybody is fired up. Our volunteers ready to answer your calls, 855-350-2900. So far, we have raised today nearly $280,000. This is our 10th anniversary. 10 years of teaming up with the Red Cross on Tuesday, this day of giving. Joining me now is a longtime friend of CBS 2's and one of the truly golden gems of the Red Cross, the communications director, Mr. Esparza. Thanks for joining us. Tell me, why is this so important? Why is this day in particular so important?
This day and every day, Brad, is extremely important. The generosity of our donors, of our volunteers, make all of this possible. And by this, I mean our disaster response, 24/7, 365 days a year, locally, across the country, and even globally. We've got staff and volunteers who deploy not only to respond to fire disasters here in the area, but also across the country for situations like Hurricane Ian. And we've got staff who find themselves then traveling internationally to respond to incidents across the world.
So, Connie Esparza, again, Director of Communications with the Red Cross here in Illinois. Do you still have, I mean, we know Ian is an ongoing effort. I mean, the media may have gone in and left already, but people there are still hurting. Do you still have troops on the ground, so to speak?
Absolutely, Brad. And we like to say when the media leaves, the Red Cross stays, and we are still there. We're still responding. We still have people in shelters. We're working with people as they plan out their recovery, as they embark on this next stage of what do I do now after I've lost everything. The Red Cross is there still responding. And to date, we're still deploying volunteers on a daily basis. Some of our volunteers, there's the generosity of their time, and they're there for the second, some even for a third time.
And some people don't realize, you're right, after the media goes home, you guys stay there. Some people don't realize, like even with a simple house fire, and it's not simple when it's your own house that goes up in flames. It is a tectonic loss for an entire family. The recovery, emotionally, everything from blankets to emotional, it can take years, right?
It's years. It's such a trauma for on so many different levels. You've lost everything, and you're sitting there. And I've heard this from people who have actually experienced a house fire, dumbfounded and just confused as to what do I do now? Where do I start? Who do I call? Our fire departments are there, and they're able to assist to a certain extent, obviously, to put the fire out. But now what? And I hear it over and over. The Red Cross was there to help me plan. I didn't realize that, from backpacks for my children who now don't have backpacks, to wheelchairs for maybe the invalids that live at home, or my medications, or glasses, just everything, vouchers. Who do I talk to about getting my clothes replaced, my shoes replaced? The Red Cross has that checklist, and will hold a hand and say, you're okay, you're going to be okay, and we're going to help you identify what you need to do next.
And there's such a gap there between the first responders and then often like when insurance kicks in. You've been doing this for how long?
I've been at the Red Cross for eight months now.
8 months.
8 months.
And what strikes you in your new role here? What's different from other roles? And it's so important to be ahead of the game in communication, but what strikes you about this organization?
What strikes me is the continual training, and when we're not responding, what are we doing to make sure that we are ready for that next response? And also just the humanitarian hearts of everyone that volunteers and everyone that works here, and making sure that we are there to lend a hand, that we're there to provide comfort and care at the moments that are just the worst for somebody, and sometimes for entire families.
So when you ask people to give, what do you want them to give? I mean, of course, blood, give themselves, so on and so forth, but give me an order checklist. What's most important, most critical as we enter the winter months here, so on?
Brad, it's all important. Obviously, financial donations allow us to do the work that we do. But also volunteering of time. We could not respond to disasters if we didn't have the generosity of volunteers donating their time. There is extreme value to that. And then obviously the donation of blood for those that are in critical situations that need that blood to live. So it's all equally important, and I think in some ways it's a full circle. We can't do one without the other.
Okay. Connie Esparza, Head of Communications with Red Cross Illinois. We appreciate your work. We appreciate, can we get the cowbells going? Good, I like it. We got a really good Santa hat here on the end. DeAndre, you got that Santa hat? That's a good one. We've got it lit up and everything. So we need you now. Merry Christmas. Well, we've got the Santa hat lit up. We need those phones to light up. So you got to call, make a donation, 855-350-2900. This is, of course, a remarkable journey we've been on with the Red Cross now for 10 years. CBS 2, teaming with the Red Cross, 10 years in a row now on this day of giving. And we want to make it our biggest and our best effort. Again, those are the ways to give. One of the easiest ways to give is simply text Red Cross, one word, to 90999. Go to cbschicago.com/Red Cross. Or again, one word, Red Cross, to 90999. That is a $10 donation. Or scan that QR code. Now let's take a look at the tote board. Tote board so far on this day of giving here at CBS Chicago. CBS Cares. Bring me up those numbers. Oh, it's failed. It has actually failed. I think we've got too much bandwidth going because the numbers are so high. But I'm telling you, it's like $280,000, which is remarkable for a Tuesday afternoon. And we're just getting started. So we're going to fix the tote board. I'm going to talk with the tote board guy. And you join us back here soon when we rejoin you. Now let's send it back to the stream.